Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And you guessed it, my friends, we have yet another amazing guest this morning. We are going to be diving and delving into all of the topics. Anything is game on internet marketing, entrepreneurship, mindset, overcoming challenges. Specifically, this show, excuse me, is hopefully about me surviving and staying alive through it, as well as interviewing actual clients who've gone through our courses and education programs to get what their experience was like, good, bad, the ugly. It's completely impromptu, unscripted. And this morning, we have Kris on the show. She's calling in from Pennsylvania. She's a full-time kindergarten teacher who's also thriving as a digital marketer. She's going to be talking about the balancing act. She is walking between the two. With that being said, Kris.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Actually, welcome back to the show for the third time.
Yes, thank you for having me on.
Cheers. It's my pleasure. How have you been since the last time we spoke?
I've been great. I've been good. Working on a lot of different things. Yeah.
Getting ready for the holidays?
Yep. Getting ready for the holidays. My kids live in Florida, so they're actually coming home for Thanksgiving, and it's the first time we're going there for Christmas. So I'm excited about that.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
So you're still teaching kindergarten and you're balancing the two. We're going to cover that. Take us back for those who haven't heard one or either of your previous interviews, and help those who are just going to be getting to know you. What was it like for you when you started? When did you start? And why did you start?
So I stayed home with I had a corporate job like early on after I got married. I stayed home with my kids for 15 years. I was ready to go back to work. And I had volunteered and helped in my kids' classrooms and stuff. So I decided I loved it. So I decided to go get my teaching certification since I already had a degree. It wasn't like a huge amount of schooling. So I went and did that. So I've been teaching for 12 years. So my kids were like getting older, going through college. I was looking for a way to make extra income besides just teaching. And I did little different things on the side. I did a couple MLMs over the years. But nothing was ever like, I made a little bit of extra money here and there, but nothing was ever, like sustainable or great. And so I was just scrolling TikTok. I came across this course, was super interested in it, but like everybody, a little skeptical at first because it's online and, whatever. So I think too, like I kept seeing the same people following up that coming up like on my For You page feed. And I could just really relate to them and I could relate to the stories. And like, I just kind of kept following along and I was like, wow, this does seem real. I think I could do this. I did a little investigating of myself. And at the time it was the $7 challenge. And I'm like, okay, it's only $7. I'm going to try this. And I literally loved it right from the beginning. I loved the education. I thought, I just got so much out of it. It was like inspiring. It was motivating. And it was just a whole world of stuff that I knew nothing about. So I was like really interested from the beginning. I actually bought the challenge in October of 2022. Went through the challenge right away, loved everything, set all like my systems up, and then was like paralyzed in fear to post content because I was never a big social media person. I had like a Facebook. I'd post like, vacations, kids' graduation, like very little posting. So that part really scared me. And then I was like, oh, I don't want my friends and family to see me doing this. I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing and, look like an idiot. So I was really, really scared. So I started like drafting stuff. And then I posted my first post in like launching in March of 2023 by accident. I was hitting, like, I kept like re-editing and it was just crazy. And I hit post by accident. I'm like, oh no. But I was like, you know what? Here we go. And that's the one thing that I'm most sorry is that I waited, because waiting, it's just, it doesn't make sense. It just, there's no reason to wait. You're never going to be ready. You got to just do it. And every day it got so much easier. I felt so much better about everything. And then like I started seeing success, like pretty quickly. I was getting results. And then, I'm like, wow, this really does work. And now I'm making money and I don't care what people think.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I guess that is one of the main things that helps you not care what people think is making money. Is that what you're saying?
well, yes, I mean it's definitely the money part is great. But so I have two daughters and they graduated from college and they both moved to Florida. One we knew was going to move and the other one we weren't like 100% sure. So I'm extremely close to my kids and they're like, you have to move here. We have to see each other all the time. So for me, like visiting them once or twice a year, plus my parents live there, that wasn't an option for me. So I was like, I knew I wanted to find a way to make extra money that I could travel whenever I want, not worry about like the cost of, airline tickets and going back and forth. So originally that's kind of why I started. I was like, I wanted to generate that money so I could go whenever I want, fly. Like right now, they're coming home for Thanksgiving. My business pays for me to fly them home, to buy their airline tickets. So that was my biggest reason at the beginning. And it's been really great. It's definitely been working well.
Oh, whoops! I had myself muted there.
Okay.
So sorry.
That's okay.
One of the things that's interesting about you is that you're a teacher as well, and have experience in I would assume, the public school system.
Yep.
What's your maybe that is why you were extra skeptical. I don't know, but what's been your experience, and how would you kind of describe the difference, and or your things that you like better about the education experience here, or online, or in a community like this versus what's typical or ordinary? Just give us that perspective from a teacher about how legitimate it is for somebody and realistic for somebody to be able to learn a business or life-changing skill, something that's going to really make a difference in their life, from a course online.
So I am all about the course because I have a business marketing degree, which is so funny. I actually graduated from college, with a marketing degree, which I worked in the retail world in a corporate job. So I never did any like real marketing. So that was a little bit ironic. But I had a very successful business job and I could not have done that job and been successful without the education. Then I have my real estate license. That's something I always wanted to do. So like during COVID, everything was shut down. That was just something I was always interested in. So hats off to anybody who does that because it is hard work. And I just kind of do the referral part of it now because it was literally like 7 days a week, go, go, go. And I couldn't do that when I was working full time. So I just dabble in it. But couldn't do that without education. Then I went and got my certification for school to be an elementary teacher and my master's. And so when I came upon this, it was like, I didn't know anything about like how to build a sales funnel, just so many different things about the online world. I really don't think I could have been successful without the course. The course it just literally taught you step by step. I did get the blueprints. Some people do, some people don't. But for me, I'm almost 2 years into this and I still refer back to things in there that are helpful that I really think have made me successful. So and that was another thing from the beginning. When I did it, I was like, what am I going to promote? What am I going to do? And there were definitely things I was interested in, but I loved the education part of it. And I really felt like that was a huge part of my success. So I wanted to help other people, like, to learn, like take this $7 course. And even if you decide it's not for you, you have nothing to lose. You're going to gain something from it. But I really felt like the education piece was amazing. And the funny thing is, there's no secret, like education is tough. And I am trying to work my way out of my job and move to Florida this summer to be full-time with my kids and my family. And it's just like, there's so many great things about it. And I don't want to bash being a teacher. There's a lot of great things about it, but there's not a lot of things that aren't so great. And I feel like the online marketing world has been so amazing and so uplifting. I'm in so many different communities where people truly help each other. I just can't say enough about that. Just even coming back to Legendary, like I've got on, coaching calls, on the support calls. There's so much help where people genuinely want to help you, genuinely want to share information to help you be successful. I feel like there's just such a partnership everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's been eye-opening to me.
Yeah. And I think that is definitely more present in a kind of open source community like what we have here versus a kind of closed off, more ritualistic, old school, traditional type of environment like a university where they've got, traditions and philosophies that they teach in, and you kind of got to earn your seniority, and you got to wait in order to earn your ability to make money. And in the internet, in the wild, wild west, in the whatever you want to call, I just call it capitalism, it's entrepreneurship, it's the real world. You actually, the dirty little secret that you don't realize when you're younger and sometimes even older is that anybody can start a business. You literally, once you incorporate with a corporation that is usually an S corp or a LLC, you're officially now in business in society's eyes, in the government's eyes. You have an EIN number. You're now in business. Guess what? There's no qualifications except that I believe you have to be 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and you can actually even operate for a period of time, I believe, as a sole proprietor. You have to understand how you're taxed. You're going to have some tax advantages you miss out on, and maybe some additional protections that you miss out on. But yeah, you could even get started. Again, consult with a CPA or educate yourself with some basic knowledge about the difference, going out and Googling or asking ChatGPT. But the bottom line is that once you incorporate, you are officially now in business. And so there's a lot of people who are taking a lot of time and spending a lot of money early in their life, 18 years old, brains not developed. They're getting hammered also and presented with credit card opportunities as well as student loans, which feels like free money to an 18-year-old. You go back and you put me in my 18-year-old body, I wouldn't have even understood it if you explained it to me. Now, I was probably dumber than most 18-year-olds are. I don't know. There's some smart 18-year-olds, and maybe my brain was fried. I don't know, but I just wasn't prepared for that level of responsibility. And so, I don't know. I feel like the online course space and just the internet in general, with now kids wanting to be YouTubers and starting to become aware of the opportunity that just being a YouTuber, i.e. an entrepreneur, presents itself. The kids don't call it entrepreneur. They call it YouTuber or something of that nature. They call it by some label or jargon that they're familiar with because they're also watching these people on YouTube. The young kids are. And that's our own fault, right? Because we set our kids in front of iPads and put it. So it's all ultimately they are learning what we're presenting to them as both society and parents. And that's fine. It's nobody's fault. It's just the direction that we're moving, like it or not. So how does it feel for you to be tapped in, learning these skills that, in my opinion, maybe you agree, these skills are the skills that you should know in 2024, 25 and beyond, right?
Yeah, 100% agree. And I feel like, like I think my generation too, like you were raised that way. You go to high school, you go to college, it kind of wasn't an option. And I know so many kids today, so many of my friends' kids went to college, some graduated, some didn't finish, with all this debt and not even either not using their degrees or not knowing what they wanted to do. And the online world is just a huge opportunity of, so like now, so what my kids did go to college, and the jobs that they have, they needed to, but I would tell so many people to explore other things, like not to jump right into this, because there's a whole nother world out there of amazing opportunity that you don't need a big investment. You don't need any experience. You just need, like, you know, the will to work hard, drive, and it's amazing. The opportunities are amazing.
Connie said the thing I love about this course is you can go back to it. You're not graded. You
Yep.
learn and revisit and keep learning. College courses are one and done. Jump through the hoops to get a piece of paper and a few letters behind your name. And
Exactly
yeah,
true.
it is. And, you know, it's hard to say that, but we say it out of more frustration, just in the sense that we all know that some sort of cookie, you know, common sense will tell you some sort of cookie cutter system needed to be created to scale and get people educations at scale. But it's blown when everybody's got their hand in the cookie jar, and the universities have, you know, endowments and are just, I mean, these universities that are paying these tuitions that these kids grow up dreaming and being, you know, prepared and damn near groomed to go to as children. They have endowments. They have investment funds of hundreds of millions of dollars from all of the money that they've made and that they get in donations. You know, in sure, there's a lot of colleges that are doing great work in the medical field and so forth, but there's a lot that are just wasting a lot of kids' time and putting a lot of kids in debt that's unforgivable.
Yep.
Student loans, one of the only unforgivable, similar to tax debt. There's a statute of limitations on tax debt, but if you are within that limitation, you're within that time frame, it's not forgivable in a bankruptcy, nor is student loan debt. So, yeah, how do you justify yourself being a teacher, having a heart to serve, but ultimately needing to take care of yourself and put your happiness first? How do you justify that in your head, not feel guilty? I know some people struggle, I think, sometimes with just doing what's best for themselves because you're so used to taking care of others. How are you making that transition mentally? And are there any other unique limiting beliefs that are sort of standing in your way or have stood in your way?
Well, I think that, you know, the thing that I love about the digital marketing world is, like, it's your business and you can do what you want to do. So you're constantly learning and changing and collaborating with other people. And, like, teaching is a lot like that, but you're also asked to do a lot of things that you don't agree with, you don't believe in, and you don't have a choice if you want to keep your job. So there's a lot of things I love about it, but there's huge frustrations. And I love that this is like, wow, this isn't working and I don't like this. So I'm going to go do something, you know, change it up a little bit. And you can do that. You don't need to ask anybody. You don't need to get anybody's permission. You constantly can be just testing and evolving and changing. And, like, I love that about that. It's just, that to me is so much, you know, just, I feel like that's, and just like the time freedom. It's funny, the summers I spend in Florida because my family's there. So I'm lucky enough with my job that I can do that. But I feel like, you know, when you have like a 9 to 5, you're so, it's dictated, like it runs your life, you know, and like, it's just the way it is. But this gives you so much more freedom. And in the time, and I put in a lot of hard work. There's times I work all day. There's weekends I work all weekend, but there's times I don't work at all. So it's like you put in what you get out, but you are in charge of your own time. You dictate when you want to work, how long you want to work. So like in the summer, it was great. I'd take a few days and do that. And then if I wanted to, you know, we had plans to go do something, I could do it. Even now, you know, we're going to Florida for Christmas and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So I know what I need to do. So I can like plan everything ahead of time, get, whatever, batch content, do whatever I'm going to do. So I don't need to worry about it. It's not hanging over your head all the time. Or, I can take a few hours to edit videos or do whatever I'm doing. But I love the time freedom that it allows you when situations come up.
Yes, I have experienced that to a extraordinary degree over the years. The point to where I can't imagine what it would be like to go into a place every day, and be there, to do the traffic and then be there, especially if I didn't want to be there.
Right.
And really, so there is a huge impact on quality of life, in my opinion, when you begin to have that flexibility to not have to race and stress constantly.
Yep.
Before, there's always something to race and stress about, whether it's getting to work or, okay, now what am I going to do for dinner? And it's, you
It
start
is.
to,
It's a constant rat race, 100%.
you begin to, work, earn, and then buy back your time, and you do that first through sweat equity. And then you do that through earning money and beginning to pay and buy, hire, outsource. Um, Sometimes you buy knowledge that gives you the ability. That's what we're all about here at Legendary, is you buy knowledge that gives you the ability to buy time. You're buying your time back versus wasting years. You had mentioned this earlier in the interview when you said you had not done something right away and you wished you had. What was that? And isn't that a great example of how you were trying to buy your time? Investing in education, trying to buy knowledge to take the shortcut, but you had some sort of a limiting belief or fear that was making it difficult for you to follow through with that transaction of buying your time back and beginning to build a business that would allow you more income and flexibility. Could you say more about that time and how you did have that intention of buying your time back, and you were well on your way, but your delay there is something you look back on, hindsight's 2020, you would have pushed through that.
I would have started right away. And I think that's one of the biggest things here is the limiting beliefs. Everybody doubts themselves. Everybody thinks, I'm not good enough to do it. There's other creators out there or whatever, people making all this money. And you get, it hurts your own confidence, like you get frozen by it and just overwhelmed. And there's so much information, but I just feel like, with the course, the steps were laid out. I did everything. And like I said, I just let the fear and the limiting beliefs hold me back. And that's the one thing that I've worked on the most over all this is like, you just have to take that step. You can't be like, I'll start tomorrow. You just have to do it. You have to do it if you want to have a successful online business. And it really does get easier every day. And your videos get better every day. Your vision gets clearer every day. And then you start to see the results, so I'm like, then I don't care what anybody thinks. You can't, you have to.
That's a great segue. The challenge that Kris is talking about is our Learn, Launch, Lead, our brand new or relatively new 5-day challenge. It's all about learning the business models and marketing skills that we use to generate business, traffic, leads, and sales into, and create this, or strive to create this flexibility and this lifestyle and this balance that we're talking about, to live in a true virtual lifestyle, an internet digital lifestyle, to where our income is being generated digitally. We do not have to be present. It doesn't require us trading time for money. But you mentioned that lack of confidence. Great segue into the brand new confidence challenge that we just released, and it addresses that exact topic. Clearly, it's called the Confidence Challenge.
Mhm.
Uh, and this confidence challenge is something that we created, although was a little bit unconventional because it's more personal development geared versus marketing or business geared. But we thought that it would be helpful. Um, Talk to us about your journey with confidence here over the last. Remind me of your timeline again when you started. Was it
I
two?
started, I'm like almost, I'll be in March, I'll be at the 2 year mark. So I'm like a year and a half.
Okay, year and a half. So talk to us a little bit about if, just in kind of a nutshell, overall, like your journey with your confidence over the past year and a half. Where has it grown the most? Where is it still growing? And that you're watering and trying to grow it and trying to um, see more progression and so forth. Talk to us about that topic a little bit.
So I think, well, my confidence has grown tremendously since I started this, because at the beginning, like I said, I was terrified to post a video, and, you know, never really saw myself doing that online. And so I don't even know how many videos I've posted, hundreds and hundreds of them. And I've had viral videos, and I've had great success, and I've, done well with my business, made money, been able to go visit my kids, fly my kids home. So it's been financially rewarding. Like I said, the time freedom rewarding, but it's given me so much confidence. It's shown me, like, you really can do anything you put your mind to. At the beginning, I was so afraid to do it. Now I can do it. I've helped other people do it. And I like the part, like, you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people. So like, I'm in different mentorship groups, you meet and talk to different people online, and everybody kind of has the same vision, everybody wants to help each other be successful. So it makes it easier than like talking to your friends who have no idea what you're doing and think it's, something crazy, or just don't understand it. So my confidence has grown tremendously. I did just buy the confidence challenge. I haven't started it yet. I'm so excited to start that, because I feel like no matter where you are in your journey, whether it's the beginning, whether it's the middle, whether you've been doing it, hugely successful for years, you always need that boost, that confidence boost, that, like, it's just the personal growth. I think everybody just needs that reassurance, that fire lit under them to keep going. And I think any online business, it goes in ebbs and flows. Like, I started so strong, then I had like a little bit of a lull, then like another boost. And mine has been up and down, but a lot of it's been myself, like I lost my way a little bit along the way, and then kind of lost my motivation, but then would do things to get like motivated again and back on track. And like, I'm excited about the confidence challenge, because I think a lot of people, things are tough now. Like, I work for a great school district. I'm lucky. I make a good salary. My husband makes good salary, but it's never enough. So people are always looking for a way to generate extra money, and doubt themselves. Like, you see all this, if you're online, you see there's so many online opportunities, and you're skeptical, but you also are like, oh my gosh, look at what these people are doing. I could never do that. When I first started seeing this and people doing the videos and the people I were following, I never thought I could like be in there and be doing those kind of videos. But I never thought I could set up a sales funnel. I never thought, like, at the beginning, it's so overwhelming when you're like email autoresponder and this and that, and you hear all these things that are like a foreign language, but little by little you learn what they are, and you can set it up yourself. You can do it yourself. It's not that difficult. And there are so many resources and people out there to help you. So I think it's just, believing in yourself and taking that step to just every day do something.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you are developing kind of this knowledge base, but you're having a hard time executing and taking action. We rolled out in New Orleans an accountability program, and that's been a wonderful addition to a lot of people's just kind of approach to transitioning from employee to entrepreneur. And the way you can find out and even just get additional free resources here from Legendary is that you can get a free accountability coaching call if you email me the word accountability, or just, yes, hey, I'm interested in an accountability coaching call. We'll actually set you up with one of our, if not our most famous and amazing both BPAs, former BPAs, and also now accountability mentor, Bonnie. And you can have a phone call with her. We'll tell you about our program, but most of all, we'll just give you some tips about how you can stay more accountable, develop more accountability in your life. And because no matter what, you're still going to have to show up and do the work, even
Yeah.
even if you're enrolled in an accountability program.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, if you're interested in that, please email me personally at dave@legendarymarketer.com, the word accountability. And I'd be happy to just CC Bonnie in, and you guys could find a time to hop on a call. Just email me that word accountability at dave@legendarymarketer.com. But back to the confidence, this is, there's parts of this business that you'll become more confident and it will be noticeable. And there's other parts that you'll develop over time that you won't quite notice right away. One of the big ones that you'll notice is obviously becoming more comfortable on video.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the biggest, most obvious ones that you can work on. Behind the scenes, you'll develop more confidence with being proud of what you're doing and not feeling like you need to explain yourself to everybody in your life. You just can move in silence and execute on your business and your goals and not have to have everybody's approval or validation. And in a sense, that the need for outsiders' approval and validation lowers, it decreases. You will in turn naturally attract more success and likely begin to start making money, which as you make money, your need for others' approval will decrease even more. As you were talking about, I think your exact words I quote were, I started making money and stopped really giving a damn what they thought, end quote.
Mm-hmm.
I may have butchered that a bit, but it had
Yeah.
that kind of vibe. And so, again, we work on the low-hanging fruit, the things that are obvious here, which are the things that you stopped. Remember, you mentioned this, which was launching, right? Launching and continuing to post so you could work on being comfortable holding the phone. Speak to that, just the details of how you become more comfortable holding the phone or using a tripod or whatever you're doing. That is like swinging a baseball bat. Would you agree? There's some element of you must practice it, and
Yep.
there's no other way around that.
Yep.
And then with some support and some education, you can make sure that you're putting your efforts in the right direction, your energy in the right direction, but there still is going to require that energy of
Yep.
practicing. And as a kindergarten teacher, I can't imagine you disagreeing with me on this one.
No, 100%. Practice. Exactly. And, at the beginning, I remember like I'd have my phone and be like propping it up on, the windowsill and, in the middle of the video, it'd fall over. And I was like, okay, that's not going to work. So I would do different things, find different places that worked. But just like networking and learning things online, then I'm like, oh, wow, these people are using a tripod or whatever. So then I got a tripod. That helped me tremendously. But it was just the practicing, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And promoting something that you believe in, because it makes it easy to speak to. If you're doing something that you don't believe in and it looks like it's scripted, or you're just, you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to feel good about it, because it makes it easy to talk like you're just talking to a friend about it. You're trying to share a great opportunity with somebody that is working for you and you want it to work for them. So I think it's like believing in what you're doing, but just practicing it, because it definitely gets. My videos at the beginning, even now, I don't think my videos are the greatest, but I think they were just awkward and, whatever. But then the more you do it, it gets easier. And then you see success and it's just easier it just got easier. Just the more I did it, the easier it got. And now I do it without thinking. Like before, I would kind of like put it off, like, oh, I have to do these videos. And like, I'd be like a little nervous and scared. But now I'm like, I know what I have to do. And like, I'll do them on the fly. I do batch, but then I'm like, oh, I get to work 5 minutes early. I'm like, let me film a quick video in my car. Okay. Oh, I'm walking into work. Let me quick film, and I do it on the fly, different places. So I can just, because for me, it's easier for me to like batch content, have things in my drafts. So I always have them ready to go. So now I definitely do things more I'm like, oh, this is a great place to do a quick video, and I'll do a quick video. The majority I do batch and plan on the weekend, but like I have gotten more comfortable. So like I would never before do it in public. And like this summer, my kids are like, Mom, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm filming a quick video. I don't care what these people think. I'm not going to see them again. And that is not me.
Come on, man. Let's go.
In Treasure Island.
Hey, I'm right here, baby. I'm right here in the heart, right in the heart of Treasure Island right now.
Oh, that's where we were this summer. It was beautiful there.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a liberating feeling. And, look, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's like public speaking nowadays. People are afraid to speak on camera, and public speaking, although scary, is one of the highest paid skills in the world. Your ability to be able to speak in front of people and not be so shy that you literally can't speak and communicate to one too many. But now, you know what? You don't even have to, because you can just do it on the internet. You can just do it. You can stand literally in front of your phone or your laptop. In we are right now speaking to 100 people, plus hundreds or even thousands will flop in and out of this. Thousands more or tens of thousands will listen to this on podcast. I mean, I could be deathly afraid of public speaking. You'd never know. So it really is a unique time. How does it feel to be living in this, what I believe is sort of a transition, where we transitioned from the first 100 years to the second 100 years of kind of modern civilization. I mean, if you think back, although 1900 wasn't the year that the wheel was invented, it was the year the automobile was invented, or right around that time. And, civilization, industrial war, all that stuff, our civilization progressed significantly. And we're kind of moving now into this, from about 1980 to 2020-ish, it's been the technology boom, right? .com and then Y2K and all that, and social media, and now artificial intelligence.
Yep.
It's a unique time, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
We're living in a modern day gold rush, in my opinion.
Yep.
And that's not a promise of wealth and riches. That's just, there's a shift that's happening. And that shift is from dependence to independence. And it's happening all across, even athletics, where more athletes are representing themselves. More college athletes are able to get income and become more independent, less regulation, less control. So, and I believe that, hate it or love it, over the next 4 years, our politics and regulation for entrepreneurship will likely be lower as well. It just will. I believe that we can thrive in any environment.
Mm-hmm.
This has been good in Democratic, Republican, it doesn't matter. But so yeah, we're in a time right now to where time is of the essence. What's your message to people who feel like it's too late, they're too old, or nobody wants to listen to what they have to say? It's a teenager's game, the internet. What do you have to say to those people?
I totally think there is a place for everybody, because I'm in my 50s. And when I started this, I was like, who is going to listen to me? I'm a kindergarten teacher. And, like, who cares what I have to say? Who's going to listen to me? I have a great following on TikTok. I have I think 72,000 followers. And at the beginning, I was just like, wow. And just like the engagement that I get and the conversations I've had with people, there is absolutely. And I think that's the biggest thing at the beginning too, is you gotta figure out what you want to do, but who is your target audience? Who are you talking to? And for me, it was like teachers that wanted to make extra income, like that are getting closer to retirement age. Like I was scared to death. Like, am I going to have enough money to retire? I haven't been working for 30 years like a lot of teachers. I was only working for 12 years. So that was one of my goals. I wanted to, be able to visit my kids. I wanted to build my retirement. I'm also an empty nester now. So like, it was kind of like finding your purpose again. So this literally checked all of those boxes and helped me with so much. But and I think you have to get clear on who you're talking to. So like, it was teachers, empty nesters, that kind of stuff. But there is a niche for everybody. There is an audience for everybody, and you can do it at any age. And even for me, like, I wasn't like terrible with tech, but I was by no means a tech guru. I was somewhere in the middle. So it was intimidating and it was scary at the beginning. Like, I think people get like a little paralyzed in fear, like, but there's so much help out there. You can totally do it. You are never too old. And like I said, our plan is to move next summer to Florida. I want to get myself out of my job, and I want to do this full time and be able to have that time freedom and live my life and not be, held down to going to a 9-to-5 job. And there's just endless opportunity online.
Well, I always love talking to you. You bring this unique, just very simple, straightforward, but just very rational, practical look at this. It's also simple. You're not overcomplicating it. You learn from your mistakes. I mean, the whole looking back on just not starting and learning from that instead of beating yourself up endlessly. I mean, gosh, I love how you've kind of taken care of yourself along this journey. Again, we can be so hard on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can do that. I'm sure you've got that in you. But the fact that you've just picked yourself up and said, look, I had a little bit of fears, or I had whatever went on there. It's not worth turning this molehill into a mountain. I'm just going to get back to work.
Yep.
I'm going to just move forward with this. I'm going to just set this intention and this goal to, be able to move down to Florida and just do this internet marketing thing full time. And you're well on your way. And I couldn't be happier for you. More proud to call you a client and here a friend and a community member and a peer.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you too.
Family coming up to you, and then you have a wonderful Christmas coming down to Florida here.
Yeah.
Sunshine State. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
You make yourself right at home here. And we'll look forward to when you live here full time, once you've, hit that milestone in your business, maybe 2025, that will happen for you. That's probably your goal.
Yep.
Good for you. All right, Kris. Well, have a fantastic day. Have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for having me on.
Stay legendary, my friend. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
All right. See ya. All right, guys. You can go find and follow Kris over on TikTok at Zambo Ventures. Zambo, Zambo Ventures. Zambo Ventures. You can also find her on Facebook by searching Zambo Ventures Digital Hub. All right, my friends. Wow. What an amazing Tuesday show to keep this week rocking. I'm fired up. Start our brand new confidence challenge. As I told you, you can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. You'll find all of our product or program offers there, our confidence challenge, our marketing, learn, launch, lead challenge, our blueprints, information about our masterminds. It's all there. Go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. Start, if you haven't, that confidence challenge, if you've taken our other challenges. If you are brand new here, you can certainly go to legendarymarketer.com and you can start your education with our other challenge as well. Just get involved. Follow through. One of the most important things we want is you to finish whatever you started as well. So enroll, make the commitment that you're going to finish it, and we'll see you at the finish line. Of course, we'll hook you up with an advisor. We'll be here to support you. We're here 5 days a week on Wake Up Legendary, interviewing somebody from our community. We do have a mastermind coming up. I mentioned that you can get tickets at legendarymarketer.com/enroll. That mastermind's January 31st to February 2nd in Austin, Texas. We've got some tickets left. Grab yours at legendarymarketer.com/enroll. If you want to be an affiliate of Legendary Marketer and take our products out to the world, out to your audience, you can join our affiliate program by simply going to our main website, legendarymarketer.com, and clicking on affiliates. Go to legendarymarketer.com and just click on affiliates at the top of the page. All right, my friends. Wow. We have got a lot going on. It's a beautiful time to be legendary. That's for sure. We are extraordinarily excited about everything that I've just gone over the course of the last few moments. Joanne, can I announce our summit? Is something that I can announce? Yes. Okay. Yes. All right, my friends. Look, one last thing. We are holding, and you can find this over at legendarymarketer.com/summit. We are holding. Okay, let's get this up. We are hosting. Let me get this up for you. We are a Legends of Marketing online summit. This is going to be November 25th from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Man, I wish I would have announced this more on the front end. I'm going to be slamming this. Look at the rock stars that we have for this. Go to legendarymarketer.com/summit. /summit, SUMMIT. We've got Sean Sorrentos, Kelly Roberts, Sarah Thompson, Kim Ballum, Amy Hires, all going to be training that day. Confidence, conversion, strategies to get you launched and thriving online. My friends, go to this page, read everything that's included. It's $27. Don't miss this day. This is going to be a day you can fill out the order form right here on this page. Simple and straightforward. The legends of online marketing. Come on. Don't you miss this one. Sean Sorrentos, Kelly Roberts, Sarah Thompson, Kim Ballum, Amy Hires, hosted by yours truly, the one, the only, the hostess with the mostest. Say it louder for the people in the back. Dave Sharpe on the ones and twos, or at least on the main microphone. My friends, the Legends of Marketing Online Summit, November 25th, starts at 9:30 a.m., goes until 3 p.m. Imagine. You don't want to miss this one. $27. Legends of Marketing Online Summit. Go read it and weep, baby. Read it and weep. No, sign up. Meet us there. Seriously, this is going to be exciting. I can't wait. And if you are feeling like you need an edge, fresh ideas, you want to be in this room. You want to be in this virtual room. You can attend from the comfort of your own home. legendarymarketer.com/summit. We'll get you there and we'll get you signed up. Meet us there November 25th. All right, my friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode of Wake Up Legendary. Get out of here. Have a fantastic day. Be great. We love you. Thanks for being an amazing group. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for another one. Peace. Love you. Bye.